Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Al, and this week we got a brand new build over in the patch 10.15 of the Dragonflight PTR, featuring brand new content like our very first mega dungeon, an 8-boss instance full of new challenges, gorgeous bronze-themed time warp scenery, as well as a cast of bosses that will test you with brand new mechanics. The perfect place to take our brand new augmentation evokers into and see how they perform in a more group-oriented setting. This week we also gained even more class changes over on the PTR, with the spec of Frost Mage set to receive a much needed revamp, which will help improve on its overall playstyle while keeping a familiar identity, as well as a variety of other class changes ready for testing as of this week. In today's video, I wanted to go over all of the newest class changes, starting in an alphabetical order, covering all of the most important updates ready for the development realms. But right before we get into this update video, most of you guys watching these are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding all of the newest Dragonflight updates and changes going forward. First, we have a new global change set to apply to most hybrid class specs for the patch 10.15. Every hybrid tank and DPS class, from Feral Druids, Devastation Evokers, Shadow Priests, Protection Paladins, and everything in between, which uses mana as its main primary resource, will have their mana pool greatly increased to a new maximum of 250,000 points, which results in a much deeper mana pool but with a limited regenerational value. With this change, most simple healing effects, from Regrowth, Flash Heal, and Healing Surge, will all cost less mana than previously, but most Dispel effects, either those which help you cleanse your allies or ones where you debuff enemy targets, will cost slightly more mana than before, likely to place new limitations on hybrids in order to make sure that they don't outshine any healers within endgame PvE content. Next, the newly upcoming spec of Augmentation Evoker gains additional changes as of this week, starting with the talent of Plot the Future. Plot the Future now causes Breath of Eons, the Augmentation Evoker's Deep Breath version, to empower you with Fury of the Aspects, which is the Evoker's Bloodlust or Heroism type effect. Gaining Fury of the Aspects through this talent bypasses any exhaustion effects. If you are already affected by a similar combat buff, then its duration is simply gains 15 additional seconds when using Breath of Eons. Also, talents of Plot the Future, Font of Magic, and Power Nexus have all been switched to a different positional location in the talent tree as well. Next, we see additional improvements for the class of Mage, specifically when it comes to the specs of Fire and the spec of Frost. First, Fire Mages gain a new talent of Inflame. Hot Streak increases the amount of Ignite generated from casting Pyroblast or Flame Strike by an additional 10%, which helps empower mastery-focused Ignite playstyles. Fire Mage AoE is also being bolstered, with Flame Strike as well as the talent of Flame Patch both buffed by 12%, and the talent of Living Bomb explosion damage buffed by 35%, which allows for a unique cross-ability synergy between Flame Strike and Living Bomb combo. Next, we have the spec of Frost Mage, which is going through quite a bit of a revamp for the patch 10.15. Not all of the Frost Mage talents are properly implemented to the PTR just yet, and it's likely that this spec will continue to go through even more changes over the next few weeks. But for now, this is what we know of the Frost Mage changes so far. First, talents like Blizzard and Cold Snap are being removed from the talent tree. Both of these core Frost abilities are simply learned at level 12 and at level 19, which frees up at least 2 talent points to spend elsewhere. Frost Mages are gaining a new talent of Winter's Blessing, which will increase your haste by 3% and amplifies all haste values from all other sources. Then we see a variety of talent changes and adjustments, starting with Glacial Assault, where the damage is being increased by 15%. Each Frosty Comet dropped against your target causes the enemy to take 2% additional damage, stacking up to 5 times. Glacial Assault can also be paired with Comet Storm, which creates a guaranteed burst window opportunity. The talent of Splitting Ice has also been buffed, where Ebon Bolt and Glacial Spike will now deal 100% of its damage to a second nearby target. With that, the talent of Ebon Bolt will also deal 15% additional damage and will have a much shorter 30-second cooldown. The talent of Glacial Spike's damage is also being increased by 10%, which makes this cleave combo a lot more effective. The talent of Ray of Frost will also sit in a slightly different talent position, and its cooldown is being reduced down to 60 seconds. Cryopathy talent will also help empower Ray of Frost even further. Each time you consume Fingers of Frost, the damage of Ray will be increased by 8% up to 80% maximum. And casting Icy Veins will instantly grant you all 10 stacks of Cryopathy, making Ray of Frost a lot more usable. Next, the rarely used Water Elemental has gained a new purpose in the patch 10.15. Casting Icy Veins will also summon a Water Elemental to your side to aid you for its duration, and the Water Elemental's abilities will apply Frigid Exposure, which will increase the enemy's frost damage taken by up to 20 additional percent. The Frost Elemental's Water Bolt ability also gains 50% additional damage, and its Water Jet is being buffed by 75%, which will hopefully make the Icy Veins cooldown feel a lot more impactful, especially in single target encounters. Next, the Healing Holy Paladins sees additional changes this week. First of all, the power of this playstyle is being shifted back into the Holy Paladin directly, while reducing the uptime and effectiveness of cooldowns like Avenging Wrath and Avenging Crusader to improve this healer's overall consistency, as well as reducing reliance on cooldowns to be far more effective, and make talents like Might and Crusader feel a lot more optional as a talent choice rather than a mandatory addition. Next, even more support is being added for the Light of the Martyr subspec of Paladin, though the goal of this update is to make this playstyle an optional choice rather than a dominant build for all players to spec into. The talent of Light's Protection will shield all allies afflicted by Glimmer, reducing their damage taken by 16%. Though all allies will Glimmer will be able to split this damage reduction effect evenly, which becomes even more potent in a much smaller group situations. The talent of Seal of the Crusader will passively heal a nearby ally every time you auto-attack an enemy target, and Vanguard's Momentum is said to take place of Zealot's Paragon, which makes Holy Paladins a more effective healer in execute combat situations. And this week we see additional changes arrive for the class of Warlock, where all three specs continue to gain additional improvements. Affliction Warlock's damage is being increased, with Unstable Affliction buffed by 10%, and the cast time of Seed of Corruption is being reduced down to 2 seconds, which will improve the overall burst gameplay. Demonology Warlocks are making big gains over on the PTR, with Hand of Gul'dan, Implosion, Dreadstalkers, Demon Bolt, Umbral Blaze, as well as their tier set bonuses all receiving quite a bit of a tune-up, with the talent of Bile Scourge Bomber's Soul Shard cost completely removed, making the underused AoE talent a lot more lucrative of an option. Destruction Warlock's Dimensional Rift talent is being buffed by 15% to make it a more viable pick for PvE content, while Crashing Chaos will supercharge the damage of your next Chaos Bolts and Rain of Fires, making Infernal Focus builds a lot more potent. I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.